not realize that you're judged by the way that you look. Today, you can brush your way to sheer beauty. Let me show you how.
Said the night wind to the little lamb, listen to what I say. She's defrosting. Oh my God.
I can't wait for the Michael Myers memes where it's like me on November 1st and this was me yesterday. Was it?
Certain things that we do every single year as a culture, as if we're like all, it's very Facebook mommy to be like,
you have the saved
me on
memes.
on October 31st, me on November 1st. And it's like two different or whatever.
It's the Michael Myers and then they put the brown wig on because ha ha ha, it looks like Mariah Carey. Like, ah, ha, 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 ha. Like, girl, I'm over it.
Corny. The holidays are corny, girl. They were corny, tired, and played out.
I don't care.
Can we make new holidays? I came across a guy who like had a great suggestion. He's like, can I petition to move Christmas? Can we flip Christmas and Valentine's Day? And he's like, hear me out. He's like, we just got together with our family for Thanksgiving. And then sometimes less than a month later, you're back at it, eating the same shit or whatever the case is, like doing the same ritual. Hi, Dawn. Nobody wants to see Dawn.
It's
twice
Christmas.
In 1 month.
Yeah. What? Why? Like,
he was like, and then
this?
He's like, first of all, winter doesn't start until January. He's like, so all the holidays are rushed over, and then you're just staring at the cold, miserable, depressive, like 4-month stretch of nothing after that. So he was like, no one cares about Valentine's Day in February. So flip it where like you have Thanksgiving. It could be even bigger deal. Then Valentine's Day, you're all cozied up, like whatever the case is. And then a week later is New Year's, which goes hand in hand kind of with Valentine's Day, like very, coughing season, like of Valentine's Day and that. And then he's like, and then over like a month and a half goes by, and then you have Christmas to break up the misery that is January, February, and March. Right?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that because it's like you expect me to feel all lovey-dovey in the middle of February?
Girl, I already got a bullet in the gun.
Like, girl, Miss Mama, I think holidays should be like, we should boggle them. Just boop, and then
after
Uh-oh. Thanksgiving in July. Yeah, like, what are we doing?
St. Patty's Day in December. Yeah, girl.
What else are we doing? What are we doing with some of these holidays? We can boggle them around.
I know.
Shall we not?
And it's honestly like people always, I mean, obviously you can like do whatever you want, whenever you want. Especially the older generation, like our parents' generation, et cetera. Mm-hmm. They're so hard and fast to the tradition. Keep Christ in Christmas on his birthday. That isn't his birthday, by the way. He was born in July, I think, like April or July.
Yeah. But also we're losing sight of what the holiday means. So we preach tradition, but yet we don't really care about what the holiday truly stands for anymore.
Well, don't get me into that because we talked about it. That's why I think the older we get, when you're like, we are, this more depressing Christmas gets because the more of a joke it is. Where I'm like, you're yesterday you were person. Like.
You cursed out the cashier at Marshall's.
Absolutely.
Because
yesterday you yelled at your DoorDash driver because they slipped on your wet sidewalk and accidentally spilled a little bit of your Coke, and you screamed at them and said they got your stairs sticky. Real story. And now...
Happy Easter.
I know.
Crazy.
Bless you. Let's go to Mass. The jig is up. Like, it's so, the world is so horrible. People are so horrible for the most part, in my opinion, that the fakery and the nicery of Christmas, it just gets more depressing. And we were just filming the beauty tier video, the tutorial, and we were saying like Christmas songs are so sad. Like you're just driving. Oh, that's why Delilah is scarring. Driving in your car, just... And
gray snow on the side of the road, wet roads. The tire, you just hear the wet.
It's wet and cold. And
just, it's like 106.7 Light FM.
And all of the Christmas stuff and holiday stuff is down off stores on January 1st. So then you're just driving in January, all through January, which feels like a year within itself.
Christmas trees on sale. Dead ones on the side of the road.
Girl, and it's just something about that Christmas music, where it's just like, said the night When to the little lamb. And it's just like,
And I don't want to
sedate
hear
me, girl.
Why are we playing Christmas music after Christmas?
I'm not kidding. Like, I
Don't
really
do that.
I really wish I could get induced into a coma the day after Thanksgiving until May 1st. Honestly. January, February, March, April. That 4 months, girl, is my
Because April gives me a little bit of hope. Because at least it's temperature-wise, at least I know
if it's a warm April.
Well,
warm
we're
today.
out of the woods, in my opinion, because it doesn't really snow in April too much. It's typically very rainy.
Yeah.
But I'll take that over, I don't know, up until March. I mean, that's why, even so, I'm making plans in March. That's why I'm like,
that's a good point. I think I need to you know what I think we need to do? I think we need to go into January, February, March, and April this year. Right now, we have to plan. It's going to be rough. It's going to be rugged.
Yeah.
We got to plan right now. We almost need to
do something.
Set something where it's every Sunday or every whatever, give yourself a schedule. And it's every Sunday, I'm going to try to have the open invitation dinner at my house or whatever the case is, or a friends thing every 2 weeks. So force yourself to do something.
Doing something. And you know what? Even something as silly as a game night, because when we were playing games, it's it's just something where you can laugh and it's a little more enjoyable where I don't know.
Do it at someone's house that if you get snowed in, you can stay there if need be, things like that. Try to maybe do it on a Saturday so they could sleep over till Sunday if God forbid, you get snowed in, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
But I think we have to get things on the books, with family and friends and say this has to, we have to commit to this. Which not only maybe that'll actually carry over to the rest of the year, which would be good, because we're all just so isolated because of phones and technology and whatever. But
having something to look forward to. A set
schedule during those time of the months.
Yeah, because when we were playing volleyball last year, that gives you kind of something to look forward to. And it was something a sense of community. Yes, we were not, always the best team, but at least we were
emotionally and physically.
Yeah. At least we were having fun.
Yeah.
And that was something to do where I think, playing games or just keeping yourself
I know,
around people that want to be around you and having a little bit of fun is.
And it sounds like a joke, Diva. I want to get a ping pong table and a pool table and whatever. I need to have activities, and especially indoors.
I love a good game,
girl. Inside, something to do, because it's just
because if you
miserable.
Get a pool table, you could just get a tabletop for it and have a
dual.
Yeah,
and set a schedule though, with friends and family or something if you can, anybody. Or then if your family sucks and your friend sucks and you're in a position where you need to make all new whatever. Look up things to do every single in your town or whatever. If there's try to make new friends, try to whatever the case is, and be friendship cuffing season. We were just talking about this. I want to make a friendship app.
Which dating app tried to do that years ago? Bumble tried to do that.
Oh, okay.
I remember years ago when I was on Bumble, I remember it asking me, it was what are you looking for? And I was like, well, aren't we all here for the same thing?
Yes.
And it said dates, friends, whatever. But I'm
I feel that was always back in our day, Diva. All the dating apps were looking for friends. And then it was and then they had a shirtless picture in their profile.
I'm friends only.
What do you mean?
They're holding their wet rat in their hand, just
no, I want full absolutely friendship only. You're looking for friends, and it should be
I'm actually not looking for friends, but that's nice. I like that for you.
Yeah, it should be community based in the sense of activity. I want to almost a 98% less divisive Reddit. Where it's communities. I want to go on this app, and then you want to take a quiz. Do you want to take a quiz? Sure, let's take a quiz.
Yeah, let's take it.
And take a quiz based on what you like to do in your interests, and you almost get matched based on we both like the same music, we like the same whatever, so that it starts, and then it's not just where you match and you don't know those things.
Right.
You match and it tells you this person also enjoys, and there's a list of all the TV shows, all the music, all the movies, all the whatever, so that you can get a conversation start, and it's location based where you can say, I have no one to go to this concert with, like me. As a 33-year-old gay man, I maybe have met 2 other people in New Jersey that like Alanis Morissette. Casey, my husband, would go to one, but it's not his favorite. It's not his absolute favorite. I would buy $400 front row tickets. I want to go on this app and find someone and that kind of a thing. And be like, I have no one to go with. You want to go to the Alanis Morissette concert? And just strike up a friendship over shared community-based things like that.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard. Like, and that's the thing about the internet. It's like coming from someone that has 3 million followers across social media. Yeah, it's great when like, it's really cool when people have the same interests as you do when they DM you about Alanis Morissette. But then you put your phone down and you're alone. Gaga, you won't leave. I'm alone. Like, and that's really though, like when you put the phone down, they're not your friends. They're not your, you know what I mean? Taylor Swift is not your friend.
Yeah.
Like it's not, it's over. And then you're alone. Like they need something to actually like build like physical community with one another because the more and more as winter months and holidays go by in the whole 9 yards, like the isolationism and the lack of things to do and the lack of community and all of that is just making that time of year so much worse. Yeah. It's brutal, babe. Are you enjoying Beautiful and Bothered? It's not feeling so fresh? You should subscribe to the Beyond Bothered Patreon, where we'll freshen you right up. We will. We'll freshen your makeup up. If you guys like Beautiful and Bothered, whether you've been a fan since the beginning or you're new here, make sure to check out the Beyond Bothered Patreon. It's like a whole nother world over there where you guys get after shows every single Wednesday of the month where we talk about everything from Overflow from here. We open PR in real time. We talk about our first kiss.
We talk about everything that doesn't make it into the episodes that sometimes we want to talk about, but for time's sake, we can't.
Absolutely.
So when we talk about, when we get heated about our favorite TV shows that we're watching at the moment.
And let's just say maybe the tea's a little spicier every now and again because we don't have to worry about the people we're talking shit about watching it. So there's that. So there's after shows every single Wednesday. And then the last Wednesday of the month is a full bonus episode. So full length bonus episode. And then with the beauty tier, you guys get all of the podcast stuff plus beauty videos every single week with, at the end of the month, a full beauty tutorial, like over 2 hours, that is anything from us doing new makeup to answering your questions about skincare and makeup and hair care in real time. It's just so beyond worth it over there.
Beyond worth it.
Beyond worth it. If you head over there right now, you will have enough content to last you probably 6 months.
All exclusive content. So this content gets posted nowhere else. This is just for you when you go into those tiers. So enjoy it.
So check out the link in the description box to head over to the Beyond Bothered Patreon and start having some fun, girl. Ooh. Something quite fascinating that blew up over Halloween. Ms. Manny Mua, which I'm sure you all know, posted himself on Twitter in his Nightwing, right? Halloween costume?
I think.
Nightwing. It says right there. It blew up on Twitter, and he has the gays fighting. The girls are fighting. It was a picture of him in the Nightwing costume, looking great, where it blows up, but it blows up for a different reason, which we'll get into. And then, but 2 days before this photo, he posted a picture of himself in makeup. And the difference at the time when I screenshotted this, which was October 23rd, the Nightwing picture on Twitter had 600 comments, 3.6 thousand reposts, 80 million likes, and 17 million impressions. And then the makeup one 2 days before, 18 comments, 26 reshares, 1.1 likes, and 447,000 impressions. And now getting to like why it blew up, which this is what I was saying I've even experienced. When you're a guy who like does makeup or wears makeup or whatever the case is, does it for work or wears it in real life, and you post yourself, for lack of a better word, more masculine presenting, it's not just, wow, you look great. It's, who knew? It's, oh, you're not that all the time? It's an insult wrapped in a compliment. We thought you were this, but wow, you're not all the time. I didn't know. And it doesn't feel as good as you think. Like when people even comment on my stuff sometimes and be like, wow, I didn't know you looked good or whatever. Or like, I like you better with this. That's an insult. That's an insult. Because if the person chooses to look the other way, that's not a compliment.
No.
So, nor did they ask you. But I understand it wasn't just like a flood of positivity on the Nightwing thing. It's like it gets to you about being a guy who does this. It's difficult to read 609 times. Wow, who knew? That's rough. So then he posted after that saying, by the way, I've looked like this for years. It's internalized homophobia that didn't let you see past the makeup. And let me tell you, could it not be more true? In my opinion, it is internalized homophobia from some. And the others, you have all these people going, well, excuse me for wanting a man. That whole take.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's not internalized homophobia. Maybe you're just an asshole. Maybe you're just
a bad person.
It doesn't have to be internalized homophobia, so you're right.
You could just be a shitty person.
You're just a shitty person. If a man who doesn't wear a brass pro shop hat, which ironically Manny wears most of the time when he's not wearing makeup, who's cosplaying as your wood chopping fantasy, you don't have to pursue them romantically. You don't have to pursue them sexually. You don't have to compliment them romantically or sexually. However, the point Manny's making is you're not even engaging with content when he's in makeup as the man, because for most gay men, especially, and let alone many other people in the world, seeing that sparks something in that person that makes you not want to engage with it. There's something uncomfortable about it to you. There is something actively telling you in your brain, I do not want to, oh, that's weird. I don't want to support this. I don't want to engage with it because it's off-putting to you, especially to other gay men. Mm-hmm. And that's, drumroll, internalized homophobia.
It's very funny because I think we've all dealt with this on some level as a gay man who wears makeup. So if you relate to this and you know that there's been instances, because I kept thinking through this whole process, if he was dressed up like another character that he loved, like Sailor Moon, and did drag in a wig, it wouldn't have been popular. It's because he did this approach that was very masculine presenting, and it was, you know, something that I feel like he knew what he was doing. And he's like, and I look great.
Yes.
I love that. But if he also felt amazing dressed like a female character,
exactly,
it wouldn't have gotten the attention this had gotten.
Yes.
It might have gotten like, wow, oh my God, you look so good.
Yes.
But it wouldn't have been this divisive.
No, because a lot of the takes to him when he was dressed like that from these guys were, I like this better. This is how you should be all the time. Who the do you think you are? That's the problem. That's the problem.
That's where the issue lies. Is not that you like him dressed like this. It's the fact that when he is not, and maybe he's doing more feminine things,
it makes
that you are like laser beam eyes on him, disgusted.
Yes.
And that's where we toe this line. And like, I'm not even saying from his point of view that this only happens to him.
Yeah.
I know from being on dating apps, my own friends have done it to me.
Diva.
It's one thing on like a level of strangers.
Yes.
It's a whole other conversation when it's happening with
Sephora.
Oh, Sephora.
Oh my God.
Dates, Sephora, and when it's your friends. Mm-hmm. Those are always like the three experiences that I would say were the most common that I was like, what is this? Because I didn't ask.
Yes.
And you're coming up to me. You're walking up to me. We were not speaking.
I know.
And you feel the need to put your 2 cents in because why?
Yes.
And that's what I never understood, especially like when I was on dating apps, the amount of times that like if I were going on a date, I would purposefully like say to people and be like, I'm getting out of work. I have makeup on. Is that a problem?
I know.
And I'm not kidding. There was one time I was on a date with somebody and I didn't say that.
Mm-hmm.
And usually I had like, I didn't really care. In front of me, having drinks, we're already at least almost an hour into this date, thinking it's going really well, and has the audacity to say to me, he's like, yeah, so like, do you do this all the time? And it took me a moment to I was like,
drink?
And I was like, no, and I really was like, what? Like
drink every night,
like go out, like go on dates. Like, what are you talking? Do I do what all the time? Like go on dates with people? I'm like, I was like very like caught off guard. I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, like the makeup thing. Yeah. And I just felt the blood go out of my face.
I know,
and I was like, why am I here then?
I know.
Because I know you've been thinking it since I walked in.
Yes.
And it wasn't even that bad, but I just remember sitting there and I was like, yeah, I do, actually.
I used to even get on dating things, I used to get, and I didn't even have any pictures of me in makeup because especially at that time, when I worked at Sephora, I didn't do it outside of work and like play, like more for play. I didn't do it outside of art, let's say. But I had my profession as a makeup artist. Even that, Tiva. Oh, yeah. Do you know how many messages I've got from guys being like, oh, really breaking stereotypes?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, what are you talking about? Like, and that whole thing, what aggravates me about that is the guys making these think pieces about like, oh, well, I like my men to look like men. Okay, well, that's fine. It's one thing to find more masculine presenting gay men attractive without actively being turned off by feminine presenting men. That's the dichotomy that you're missing. You're acting as if you are Miss Kumbaya accepting of this one thing when you're not. You're the one commenting under the Nightwing photo, you look better like this.
Yeah.
That's taking a stance. That's not liking, because everyone likes to say nowadays, we should all be able to just have our opinions and get along. An opinion is my favorite. I think the best color in the rainbow is blue. That's an opinion. When it's, I think you look better when you do this, that's not an opinion, that's a critique. Saying you like someone one way or the other, you prefer this way or the other, is a critique.
Because they look better like that.
But who do you think you are, that you're the keeper of what's good and bad?
Yeah.
Who are you, the authoritarian of all standards of XYZ, that your, quote, opinion can be insulting to somebody? And that's not them being oversensitive. That's not them being a victim. That's you over inflating your self-importance.
Correct.
That you think that needs to be said out loud.
Your opinion holds so much weight and carries so much. I can help this person by letting them know.
And let me also say, those are the people that if you say you have a hair out of place, will then crumble and cry. Take any form of any on the receiving end of that.
You attacked me. I'm going to file a police report. She verbally assaulted me.
Girl, they are the most prickly sensitive out of any. Always. I don't like the drama. I just tell the truth. No, Dawn, you're.
And I'm going to be like, well, that jacket really is not it.
Literally,
I don't like that. As they walked out, like as if you twisted the knife.
Yes.
At them. And that's what I really don't understand. And I tried to explain this to one of my friends once when we were in a bar and we went out. It was a gay bar. So I was wearing like a full face of makeup. It was like, it's just like the place where I could feel the most comfortable.
Yes.
So I was like, it, whatever. I put on, and I never really ever did this, but I put on a neon pink bra. I put on a neon pink
bra,
liquid lip.
Yeah.
And we were in like a very gay friendly town down the shore. So I put it on, we went out, and it was just like me and a couple and then my other friend. So it was just a close knit 4 people, night out, whatever. My one friend, we were playing pool at this gay bar.
Yeah.
And I was like touching up my lip because I could feel it with the one drink I had. I was like, oh, I feel her coming off. So I was like touching it up. And my friend pursed his lips for me to do his.
Okay.
So I was like, don't tell me twice. I'll put it on you right now. I was like, do you want to? And he was like, yeah, put it on. I don't care.
Yeah.
So and he doesn't wear makeup, period. I started putting, and this is like, he was the boyfriend of my friend at the time. And I'm not friends with either of these people anymore.
Yeah.
But I started putting the lipstick on him. And mind you, I put it on liquid lip, starts drying pretty fucking quick.
Yeah.
His boyfriend turns around, older than him, and looks. And he goes, the face went from smiling, like playing pool with our other friend to,
how dare you embarrass me and look like XYZ.
When I tell you,
all the internalized homophobia slipping out.
The middle of playing pool with our other friend, puts his pool stick down, runs to the bar, the nearest bar, to grab cocktail napkins, and is going up to him like a mother that found their kid in Sephora, trying to wipe it off of him.
Oh my God.
And I was looking at him in such disgust because he's like, what the do you think you're doing?
You're a McDonald, not a whore.
And And I was looking at him and I looked at my other friend and I was just like, are you seeing this? Because he didn't really know what was going on. And I'm like, oh, I need you to realize what the is going on right now, because he's always been very supportive of me. But then he was like, when it wasn't coming off, and the pink was like smearing. It was like embarrassing to him. Like he's like,
it almost like a movie, a comedy scene, like made it worse because the
Pour
tissues
on the mirror
were and it won't
crumbling.
Come up. The tissues rolling. I know that liquid lips back then.
Honey,
not coming, but then it was just getting patchy and Buffalo Bill like.
It was KVD. It was the backstage Bambi, Miss Girl. If you know how bright she was bright.
Girl.
And I just remembered the amount of physical disgust that he was vocalizing, and I heard it. And I was standing right there.
Response.
I have the same lipstick on. So it was watching this happen.
I know.
To his boyfriend that was having fun.
Yes.
Wanted to try it on.
I know.
It's makeup, it comes off. And the fact that there was that response, it was way before I stopped being friends, but that was almost the first moment that I knew I was like, this isn't my friend.
Because
that's not a friend.
That's what I mean by like people's inability to like be kind to one another or like have empathy or whatever the case is. It is so, and maybe I've wasted so much of my life, I guess, and maybe this is why I'm depressed or I'm mentally ill. From such a young age, I've been so aware of like my actions in the sense that like it is beyond my realm of comprehension that someone could be, frankly, that stupid or self-involved or whatever the case is as your friend to know, okay, now my boyfriend's wearing that. Even if he doesn't like that, and even if that does make him want to vomit, you don't have the intelligence or the wherewithal or the self-awareness to realize that my friend is wearing the same lipstick. So if I react to now my boyfriend has that lipstick on as if he's the most vile human being I've ever met in my life, that's not by relation insulting to you. How
nothing
egocentric are you? How narcissistic and in your own world are you that you cannot put that together? Like, and realize that is going to be insulting through the transitive property. The thing about it is, and I know I've told this story before, it was always so funny to me. One time we went to a gay bar and like this gay guy who like looked bigger, like more muscly, whatever the case was like going around and hitting on every straight guy like we were there with. And then they all were like, sorry, I'm straight. And then he came to me and I was literally the last choice in the group and started talking to me. And I'm like not giving him the time of day because I watched you strike out with everyone else and then come to me. And like I said, I've told the story where he then said to me when he started talking to me, he was like, wow, you're like so much, you're like 100% less queenie than I thought you were going to be. Queenie. And I was like, why? Because of my build, because of my frame, because of what? I wasn't wearing makeup, nothing. I was like, what? Then proceeds to tell me, and he was like a bigger guy, muscly, whatever the case is, that he was currently in the midst of starving himself so he could fit into his Speedo for Pride. That's the irony. And so many guys who are on the side of Manny are giving the same opinion. You don't realize unless you're a gay guy that presents feminine sometimes or all the time, what it is like to see the hypocrisy of these gay guys that are like, well, I prefer my men to look like men. You're the ones gackety-gacking at brunch with like a harness under your shirt and jock strap on and a clack fan and you're the one worshiping the dolls and the drag queens.
Yeah.
But again, you're not repulsed by them because I've also said this. It's the same correlation you just made before. If Manny did Sailor Moon versus Nightwing.
I'm not attracted to that drag queen because that's a woman.
If he did Sailor Moon, maybe the gay guys would have slightly appreciated, but the way they appreciated drag queen, where it's easier in the sense of a drag queen building community other than a male just doing makeup or wearing makeup, whatever the case may be, because two homophobic people or people who find it uncomfortable, gay men included, a drag queen crosses over into the territory of clown, campery, quite literally, wiggery and buffoonery. It crosses over into Miss Piggy Muppet territory.
Yeah.
So it's not as, you're not trying to do what I'm doing. You're not threatening what I'm doing, my geesh.
Yeah.
I'm cosplaying as a tough wood chopper. You're gay, Mary. First of all, that's what always like makes me laugh too. I like my men to be men. You're sucking dick. That doesn't not make you a man, but the jig is up. Like, you're also gay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also, this is also what lends itself to the conversation of, frankly, in my opinion, why I think so many gay men are also misogynistic. When you detest, I'm not talking about, it's not what your people are trying to cover it up with. It's not my preference. That's not what you're saying.
No.
You are saying you prefer and think they should follow your preference. That's a belief. That's not an opinion. And you actively finding feminine presenting men uncomfortable is femininity, women, which is sadly what the first reel we went viral for on TikTok when we had the lipstick lesbians on. And I said, when I was younger, I realized
people don't hate gay men.
People don't hate gay men. They hate femininity. It all goes back to a hate of in our society since BC, a hatred of women being second class
and
citizens.
being less than
feminine, exactly. And of course, and people were stitching that 10-second clip where I then followed it with more nuance, let alone didn't go to the whole episode. But you talk about the think pieces. And my point was, femininity, despite who is expressing that femininity, is inferior in our culture, in our world, in our entire world. Femininity is inferior. And so even amongst gay men that you're sucking dick, you have the audacity to belittle or put someone down or be less supportive to someone because you find their expression of femininity off-putting.
Yeah.
Drumroll, back to Manny's point, that's internalized homophobia.
Correct.
I also want to share, because I think I watched this and it blew my mind. Shout out TikTok. Their name is the handle. She died, don't the toilet mama is the whole handle. And I absolutely loved this take, and something they said blew my mind.
I fear I'm going to have to talk about this Manny Mua situation because you bitches are pissing me off, okay? And we're going to address it in a tier system from most obvious to most annoying and insidious, okay? Number one, of course, a selfie of a gay man in makeup is underperforming compared to a picture of him in a sexy, slutty Halloween costume. Of course, fork found in kitchen, bitch. Twitter is for sex addicts with no red line. Do you understand me?
Fork found in the kitchen. Water's wet.
So, yeah, a picture of a cute little chair compared to a huge hog slamming through a woman is obviously not going to do us well.
Not a hog slamming through a woman. Girl.
I have no words. That was
you know what somebody
summed
said?
up
That's
Twitter.
A linguist. That's a poet.
I love calling hogs. I love that.
Oh my God.
That is one of my actual favorite pastimes, is calling a hog.
Oh my God.
I love that.
Girl, hogwash.
Hogwash.
That's what you do. You wash.
Washing hogs.
Twitter is the house where a man-made man named Rock lives, and he can make corn with other people's faces now, even though he's not supposed to.
No.
So yes, sexualized content will simply perform better on Twitter because that's just how it works. Sex sells, surely, especially when you're at the sex shop. Okay? Second of all, and you don't need me to say this, but gay men are notoriously femphobic. In fact, a lot of the world is notoriously femphobic, specifically when it comes to men. Men do not like to see men exercise femininity in any way, shape, or form because it repels them, it repulses them. Because A, jealousy, right? B, there is, because of the freedom specifically, jealousy of the freedom from the label of what it means to be a man. Second of all, it infringes on the cult of manhood, on this idea that you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to be this way, blah, 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 blah. Yes, gay men don't want to fuck other gay men who are feminine and exercise their femininity because gay men are conditioned to simply perpetrate the hideous, heinous behavior that their father, who doesn't like them, just showed them their whole lives. And even if they didn't, they still live on planet Earth where we are just deep throating the concept that manhood has to be only one kind of thing and that feminine things are reserved for feminine things only. And that is just the way that is, and it sucks balls. What is concerning about the situation is seeing a couple gay men on this app doing cisgender straight men's work for them in terms of keeping women imprisoned in the performance of femininity. A lot of y'all have been comparing and saying, okay, well, the reason why this picture didn't get any engagement or as much engagement is because he's not committed to the look. It's because he's not like Bretman Rock or like Donnie, which if you are in gay or queer TikTok, then you know who Donnie is. But essentially, he's not as committed as people who are naturally just simply more feminine looking than him, or he's not as committed to femininity because he's not shaving his beard, or he's not wearing more feminine clothing,
Be a
or
drag
fully
queen.
in drag, etc. And I think the problem that I have with that is that A, you simply don't know how to exist in the gray area of things, which makes up most of human life, right? And B, you are equating somebody putting on makeup with somebody having the desire to present and be as feminine as possible, when in reality, that theory and that demand is simply dismantled when you look at Manny Mua and the way that he wears makeup fully in regular boy clothes like this. He's not trying to present as feminine as possible. He is simply a boy who likes to wear makeup, and that is beating y'all over the head, and it is scary. Also scary because for cisgender straight men, sometimes the way that porn has taught them to behave is that they want a woman to be as glammed and dolled up as possible, much in the way that they want femme and sissy boys to be glammed as much as possible, because they are like a cat attacking a Christmas tree. They want to see the mess. They want to tear down all that femininity and make it look completely crumpled up on the floor. It is scary. What is even scarier is that cisgender gay men who have no interest in having sex with femininity, let alone women, period, are out here perpetuating this narrative and demanding women and femme people to be as feminine as possible in order to become sexually attractive.
Mamacita, give this person a TED Talk. When I heard, Mimi up first, when I heard a cat attacking the Christmas tree, my jaw, I'm not kidding you, when I came across this video, I gasped. I was alone in my house. I gasped out loud.
Because they love to see the mess.
They love, and to reiterate what they were saying, why heterosexual men can fantasize so much about hyper feminine women, so much all dolled up, and then gay men, or on the down low gay men, closeted gay men, or straight men, bisexual men who are on the down low, love the idea and the presentation of sissy boys and femboys, which is always why I love the beginning of Euphoria when you watch it, because the homophobic dad of the homophobic son that goes to school with all the kids, one of the opening scenes is that dad, his entire marriage and life, the football dad, has been femboys at the Ramada Inn and videotaping it, and his homophobic son, who we now meet in the future, found the discs when he was 8 years old and found it. And now why he is so homophobic when he's in high school is because he was scarred by that, in the sense that he said, I will, that's scarring in general, no matter who's the father, but the concept of I will do anything and everything to be an alpha male because I will not be like my father in this way. Really crazy shit. But the reason that they idolize the femboy in the whole 9 yards, a cat attacking the Christmas tree, they want to ravage it and tear it down, and see then by the end of it all, the femininity
is stripped,
abused and crumbled, and being a mess on the floor. The way my head exploded when they said that. And I knew that was going to blow your mind too.
Because it's when it crosses that line of it's not appreciation anymore. It's like a fetish.
I want to degrade it.
It's a weird fetish, kink, whatever it might be. And I'm not yucking someone's yum.
What's your kink?
But when it does cross that line, because I've also been in that position where people have disrespected what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Do the clown thing for me.
Put on the wig.
Put the wig on and let me rip it off. It's no.
No, I knew this was your tea.
The amount of people that have crossed the line and their names will never be shared because I have the respect of those people to be like, you're just a piece of shit.
Exactly.
And but like the amount of men straight men that have been in my DMs.
Yes. Because it's not just a sexual attraction or an attraction, whatever. It's that concept of there's that idea, that perpetuated fetish of, I am attracted to this, I don't want to be. So how is my brain going to kick into defense mode? Okay, I'm going to like it for this aspect because I get to destroy the thing that makes me the most uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And even on the flip side of it, there can be people on the flip side who are doing that want their aspects of femininity humiliated. And that's the same thing in reverse. It's not just them. It's maybe even the people on the flip side.
Sometimes people want that that treatment from the start.
Exactly.
But that's also a conversation within that person.
Absolutely.
Why do you when people are degrading you?
Why do you like when people are degrading your femininity?
Yeah,
that's
not being
They're not degrading your masculinity.
No.
They're degrading your femininity.
Yeah.
Because femininity is inferior in our culture.
Yeah.
And what he was just elaborating on even more.
It's amazing to me how men who are so repulsed by femininity also want to be in complete control of it. Why are you in women's business? Why are you in femme people's business if you want absolutely nothing to do with it?
Diva. Thank you. Why are men who want nothing to do or so repulsed by femininity? Why are you in feminine people's business so much? Why are you in women's business? Why are you in gay man, feminine, LGBT, feminine people's business? Go away.
Yeah.
Leave us alone.
Manny Mua is clearly not wearing makeup because he wants you to f*** him. He's wearing the Nightwing costume because he wants you to f*** him. Regardless, it is an insane, stupid conversation to have when we live in the world that we live in. And what I hate is to see gay men to make this conversation even worse by just completely maintaining the shackles that a straight man has built for women and femme people by saying the picture didn't get enough engagement because he's simply not femme enough. You guys are not capturing the fact that we are on a slip and slide into trad wifeyism. We are on a slip and slide directly into conservatism,
what did I just
which
say
is
last
already
week?
here. I need everybody to be the woke friend because it's in these nooks and crannies that things get bad. Also, Manny, get behind me, preferably in the Nightwing costume. But I will take you with a full beat because I understand and I know that men are multifaceted individuals who are begging people to stop the male loneliness epidemic, and yet they want to simply not let other men be three-dimensional because y'all all want to be in the same Nintendo DS Lite 2D prison, and it's crazy to me.
Imagine how tired we are. That's such a resonating feeling with me. I am so tired of of the norm always going down to the lowest common denominator. In gay culture, there's a male loneliness epidemic, but you won't let anybody in who isn't as basic as you are. You're cosplaying as the toughest, straightest guy, even though you're gay, playing video games with the Bass Pro Shop hat on. And if anyone else isn't like that, you have a problem with it. Like he's saying. So I'm sorry other people are more three-dimensional than you, that they have more interest in you, that they realize like you're going to die, get hit by a bus. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Do what you want to do and play with every color in the box.
I'm sorry that you have not a creative bone in your body.
Like I'm so tired of having everyone has to go down to the lowest common denominator. It's like the squeaky wheel. And I say that, and I noticed that so much in everything in our culture recently. I remember my stepmom was a teacher and she retired a couple of years ago because she couldn't handle the fact anymore that, and she would have been in her prime teaching when we would have been her student. And we used to talk about the fact that I said, when I was in school, the squeaky wheel, the kid throwing the temper tantrum, the lowest common denominator, the bad kid, they were removed from the group so that the group could continue learning. that the group who was not being the lowest common, not blowing a hissy fit, could keep going forward, could stay on task, whatever they were doing. Now, she was teaching, I believe, first grade. If a kid was having a temper tantrum, she was told that she had to take all other 28 students out into the hallway while that kid finished blowing his temper tantrum so he didn't get his feelings hurt of being told to stop. Colorless, black and white. We are all being asked to go down to that. And that's, ironically, in a weird way, loops back to the beginning of this episode of the lack of community and feeling isolated when it comes to friendship. Because we've gotten all the other metaphorical colors in the crayon box chopped from our schools, our community, art classes, shop classes, cooking, baking, and then in your community, the same thing. Local theater, where is there anything to do? In most of the country, we're just getting grayer and grayer and grayer and grayer. And it's so crazy to me that people critiquing this, you think you have a leg to stand on just by saying either he needs to be more masculine so that I find him attractive, or he needs to be more feminine so I can ha clown.
Yeah, I could put this in a box that makes sense for me.
Makes me comfortable.
Yeah.
People aren't here to make you comfortable in that regard. If they're not hurting you, if they're not critiquing you, if they're not infringing on anything about your life, because that's where the differentiation goes. Because I can hear someone coming back going, well, it's not about you being comfortable. Okay, but if your version of that means it's threatening something about my livelihood, my existence, that's not the same as you being uncomfortable because someone's wearing a lipstick. That they're very different things.
Correct.
I just had to include that because some of the points he made, I was like mind blown by.
Yeah.
The cat attacking the Christmas tree. Diva. Please don't. It's Christmas.
Destruction.
Girl, tear it down.
Yeah.
I know.
This pretty thing I love looking at that I know I'm not supposed to tear down.
Like a boy destroying something. It's so that.
They want
immature.
that so bad, but then it's like, it's the...
You made me feel weird.
The
like
post-nut clarity shame of like, no!
Girl.
It's that.
I know.
Girl, these men have this post-nut clarity and then they get mad.
I know.
And I'm like...
Girl.
Miss Mama.
Girl.
The DMs are still hot.
I know. The irony to me is that we're like living in a time when arguably, like there was a trend going around TikTok where it was like a guy drinking Starbucks at the airport. And it was like something along the lines of like, I miss when men were men, kind of. I miss when men went to war, if you will, whatever stupid thing he was saying. And he was just like silent with music. And it was a stitch. And it cut to the next person stitching his video. And he was like, I love your threaded brows. I love your Starbucks, your venti spice latte at the airport.
I did see that.
The jig is up.
They were like, yeah, I love your venti cold foam with oat milk.
I am so tired
off.
of this,
Yeah.
like someone like me who can do all of these things that are traditionally more masculine just because my dad did it and I wanted to learn. Do you know how many straight guys I know that could not do 1/10 of the things I can do when it comes to construction or whatever the case may be? And I could do it with eyelashes on. Sometimes I have when I'm tightly booked. Like, what? Who do you think you are? And that goes back to what I mean about the opinion versus the criticism. Who do you think you are? The cast the first stone metaphor. If you're going to tell anybody they should or should not be more or less masculine, so on, or feminine, vice versa. There's no world where that makes sense to me, or I think that's who asked, but let's pretend it did. You better be Thor, honey. And that's why I said what I said about the irony of gay men doing it, because you're gay. You're gay. Right from you're gay. You're gay. Right from the gate. So the irony of you being gay and liking dick and telling someone else they should be more or less masculine when you're in the minority already. The people who made up the concept of masculine and feminine would hate you. Is right out of the gate. Like, so that's insanity to me.
Because they think they're like somehow more
normal.
What's the word I'm looking for? They're exempt from being
I'm not like them.
I'm not that gay.
I'm not that gay.
And it's always just something twisted about that they, in their mind, there are levels of being gay, and this threshold, once you cross, that's where we don't claim you anymore.
And I remember growing up and like loving Will and Grace. The irony of it to me was for most of probably the viewers of Will and Grace, it was viewed as Will was the normal gay guy, Jack was the clown, the joke drag clown. It took me a couple of years to realize I loved Jack, always did, from a comedic standpoint. No, Jack's the free one. Jack's the one who's not afraid of anybody and doesn't give a fuck about any standard or whatever the case is free. That's freedom, is Jack. And Will is an uptight,
insecure,
oppressed, dealing with internalized homophobia that he hasn't shed.
Yeah.
Cosplaying as a straight man, as straight as he can be, to be better accepted at his law firm, at his job, to his friends, to dates. And Jack's freedom makes him uncomfortable. That's what Will and Grace is when you watch it through. You know, they always say like learning is discovering Emily Gilmore was the hero of the story. Kind of Rory was the villain. Like that was same thing with Will and Grace. It was that dichotomy of it when most people would look at it and be like, Will's I hope my gay son turns out like Will.
Oh my God. And even watching that show.
A closet case that needs therapy?
Oh my God, I never could stand him. And until my adult life, I was like, I don't understand. Like, I never want to be that person.
No.
I'm glad I'm not that person.
Yes. But I remember watching it being like, I want to be Jack. I am Jack. But I won't have a life unless I'm like Will. Mm-hmm. That's what I remember thinking. And that's the like danger of this.
Yeah.
That's why this matters. Like more than if you're saying why does it? That's why.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching that and going, okay, but if I don't present myself like Will, I'm going to be outcast from society.
Absolutely.
Why are we all like cosplaying as boring people? Boring people. Yeah. No one's fun anymore. I'm going to smoke again. No, I'm not.
I don't know, babe. Maybe calls are coming from inside the house.
Because the irony of saying that of like, I'm not that gay. Do they know what they say? Because you are literally referring it to the way Hillary Duff told us not to. Yeah. Think about it. You are literally like, in a way, when you say I'm not that, because what is gay? What is gay? You know what I mean? Is fucking men gay?
Why are you gay?
Like, why are you gay? But really, is having sex with men gay? Is that what makes gay gay? Because think about it. If the most masculine man in the world had sex with another masculine man, hear me out.
The Roman Empire.
It literally is that less gay than a man in makeup. They're both gay.
Yeah.
Gay is gay.
Yeah.
So the irony to me is for you to be that straight looking gay guy saying, I'm not that gay. You're basically saying, ew, don't mistake anything about me for the traits of a woman. That's what you're saying. Ewy, I don't with that woman shit. If you want to take a caveman level. That's the crazy thing about it to me.
Yeah.
And the Hillary Duff analogy of it all. Woman, but subsequently, it's beneath me. It's stupid. That's so gay. I'm not that gay. I'm not that ridiculous, stupid, inferior,
disgusting
femininity.
Yeah.
That's what it's saying.
Yeah.
It's just like which is why like I said, I'm sorry. I think there is so much misogyny entwined in gay culture because of that fear of femininity. And it makes them, just like straight men who are misogynistic, have misogynistic tendencies. I give Manny a lot of credit for posting that tweet after, like making that observation and throwing that out there, because I just, like, good for him. Like,
it's true.
Yeah, girl, being a guy on the internet who puts makeup on your face, like, you experience it firsthand, girl.
Yep.
Alrighty, y'all. That's it for another episode. Give us ideas. Should we decorate the set for like fall in between Thanksgiving? So I was saying it looks barren without Halloween.
Yeah.
Right?
I know. It's like, It was nice while we had it, though.
I know.
It was
I
nice.
kind of do. We had that idea in the beginning. I kind of want to do like the
doo-doo
pink
Turkeys?
disco balls.
Oh.
Like hanging all behind us. Imagine pink disco
Big
balls.
turkey disco
Big
ball.
real life turkey. We have to cage
turkey.
We have to fight for our lives in this room for an hour with a turkey.
It's like right behind you.
She's got a gun!
It's my turkey.
Girl, it's a turkey, Linda. Give us decorating ideas. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Go ahead and over there and leave us a 5-star review if you can, because don't you know that's how they circulate the podcast to new viewers. And make sure you have a good week wherever you are. We love you. Happy, safe, and healthy. And remember,
You are beautiful.
bye, Darlene McBride. Delilah. It's just a message for Lisa. Your husband Todd wants you to know that he's gonna use the butt plug tonight.
And he forgot to pick up more lube. All right, bye-bye now.